Hello everyone, Akars here. Today we'll continue working on my not very small side project called Zaris. If you haven't seen the previous videos about it, then go and check them out. During the last 2 weeks I have been implementing some non-gameplay systems in order to make Zaris feel more like an actual game. So let's not waste any more time and get right to it. The first thing any single player game needs is a pause menu, so I implemented one. It turned out to look rather generic, but I still like it. Here we have a few buttons with complete controller support, which makes it feel really good and even somewhat professional. From the pause menu we can go to options menu, which is another big addition to the game. Here we can configure some gameplay stuff, change graphics quality and even rebind inputs, which can be really useful. Just like the pause menu, options menu has a complete controller support, which includes key rebinding. I really don't know why all the games don't have an ability to freely rebind controller inputs, it seems really strange to me. Alright, pause menu is cool of course, but that's just a warm-up, as there is something much more important for any game out there. Saving system. Currently the game doesn't save anything, so when you restart you lose all of your progress. Moreover, Zaris doesn't have a respawn system, so when you die you're supposed to load back to the beginning of the day. So this means that we really need a saving system. But how do we implement it? Actually, Unreal provides a relatively good way of saving and loading data, but it only works with variables. So I can't just tell it to save the whole thing and be done with it. No, I have to store everything I need to save into some data arrays and dictionaries and write them into a save file. This means that I need to know exactly what I need and what I don't need to save. If you think about it, there isn't much stuff to save in Zaris. Since every day is kinda like a separate game session with only a few things being brought over from one day to another, I only need to save place inventory, camp level, item drops, ongoing quests and some world objects, which is actually pretty easy to implement. I just have to gather all the data I need, pack it into structures and save it using Unreal save game objects. Planned camp data is just stored in 2 separate variables. Item drops are stored in a simple array and quest and world data is stored in maps, which is just an Unreal's fancy name for dictionaries. Loading is a little bit more interesting. Here we have to unpack all of this data and actually put it somewhere. Loading play and camp data is very simple, we just need to override the values of some variables. For item drops and quests we have to spawn in new actors and override their data. And for world objects we just have to find actors with the necessary tag and load their data in. So this is pretty much how the saving system works in Zaris. Too much technical info you think? Yeah, I agree, but I do have to somehow get at least 3 minutes of video out of these 2 weeks, so yeah. But we aren't really finished here, cause I also implemented a main menu. So now we actually have a way to create new save files, load in already existing ones and delete them if needed. I tried making the UI here as satisfying to use as possible, and in the end I really like how it turned out. It also shows some info on the save you're about to load, like the number of days you've played, how many monuments you've activated, including the monument in the camp, and some additional progress stats. Then, to smooth out the transitions, I added this simple loading screen, which shows a random game tip and a random image from a given library. This gives the game a much better and more professional feel, which is definitely very cool. Alright, as you can see this was a rather technical video. But don't worry, the next one is going to be about making some really dramatic changes to Zaris' gameplay and feel. So subscribe not to miss something cool and I will see you next time. Bye bye!